Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sean.
Evening, Dave.
How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Good. So I picked a game this week after 2 weeks of Sean on camera. And
Yes.
I wasn't quite sure why I picked this game to look at the last day of June. And then it kind of hit me on the way home today when it was freezing cold and there was a bitter wind and it had rained all day. That there might be something in that as to why I've chosen this game.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Last Day of June is an indie game that came out in 2017 with the studio that is, I'm going to try and pronounce it and assume I'm kind of nearly right, but Ovo Sonico, is that how you would say it, Sean?
Over Sonico, yeah, they're an Italian video game developer.
Sure. So
Based
maybe
in Milan.
more of an Italian accent than I'm willing to do on stream, at least.
Yeah.
So I, in classic Dave style, have not played a minute of the game. I've watched a bunch of reviews about it, kind of last year before, when I think it kind of started picking up a little bit of steam. See what I did there?
Yeah. Well, it was nominated for a BAFTA.
There we go. So
for Game Beyond Entertainment.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I mean, this is something we're going to talk about as we play it. How there's become a kind of feeling in indie games that exploring an emotion through a game has become a bit of a kind of almost an indie dev cliche, right? Like I've already, even just today I saw a tweet about someone saying that like half indie games are a metaphor for depression and if they're not that, they're about shooting things. So I think the gaming community is alive and aware to this idea and seems to be an audience for it and a demand for it as much as anything else.
Yeah.
As I said, it was saying to Sean earlier, I don't know if there's much voice acting in this or if there's a lot of text.
But the characters don't have mouths.
True. True. That may not stop them. I mean, they don't appear really to have eyes, and I'm assuming they still can see. I mean, she's writing something down there as well. So
horror, like always dark worlds.
It could go pretty bleak, I don't know, but I wasn't expecting it to go in that way.
No, this is a beautiful title screen. I love the font work.
You do? Yeah, yes.
The art style is amazing.
Yeah, it is really, really nice. And I think the art style of the game is obviously like a big side of it. But you know what you're on a dev stream when people start talking about font work as opposed to, the actual enjoyment of the game.
Yeah. Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. Okay.
Yeah. And if people are wondering, it's available on PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was released in... You said when it was released, wasn't it?
2017 on Steam,
2017.
anyway.
Yeah, it is currently 15 of your British pounds.
Okay, Sean, you're not hearing this, but there are some sounds. All right.
Okay, yeah.
They're not speaking, though. They're kind of like making noises.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sean, you won't get this, but she's just turned a bit cold. All right.
Yeah.
You might see that from her shivering. Oh, I can move.
Okay.
That's what it was waiting for me to do. Does she want me to go get her cardigan from the car? That was my gamer spidey sense was tingling. That's why we looked at the car.
I've not seen this game at all until you mentioned it.
It was, I swear to God, it was something that was showing up in all my indie review shows. Oh God, okay, interesting.
Can't you go give her that?
I probably should, right? But I mean,
maybe not after you've taken some petals off.
Wow. Do you think she's like, where's my plant with all its petals? She was cold, so I'm not quite sure if this is going to help with that.
Well,
But,
yeah.
you know. You old romantic, you, Sean. Oh, wow. Nice.
But
That's an achievement, baby. You can't see that on the screen, but I just got an achievement.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Right. Is there a run? I have a feeling there probably is a run, but maybe
Do you
it's
have
not
like camera
unlocked
control?
yet. Yeah, that's on my right stick.
So third person, kind of normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's great art style.
It's lovely,
It's kind
isn't
of got
it?
that kind of it's almost like watercolor.
Yeah. Which is a weird thing to do, and nice. I can't. I couldn't reach, so I had to go around to the other side.
The classic Armour situation of like, or I guess PUBG situation now of like panicking, running towards the. There's a Humvee, I can get in that, and you get into the passenger seat and cannot do a thing.
Right, gonna take it, trying to go a bit realist and stick to the paths. Or are you a non-path sticker, Sean?
I'm definitely a path sticker if
You
I'm
are.
playing a game.
Okay.
I'm a walk at normal walking speed. And
Are you?
paths,
Wow,
yeah.
you savage.
Particularly in like I found Red Dead in particular, like I would walk slowly through town and kind of like enter into into the tavern.
Classic romantic maneuver for anyone wondering. Getting her a cardigan.
I don't like where this is going, Dave. Like
Well-
anything like this is there's gonna be a turn, isn't there? Like
Yeah, there really is.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice. See, I wonder if that would have been that way if I hadn't picked her up, the flower.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. That's
Okay, let's restart it. Start again.
yeah. Start getting to.
Ooh, where did she pick that from? Okay.
Do you think you always have to highlight if a choice matters? Like
It's a good question.
someone will remember this, the classic Telltale thing.
I don't know. Like, maybe not these days. Like, I think, like, at the time, that was a bit more revolutionary than it is now. Like, right? When. Maybe, I think gamers maybe expected a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of got a little bit of that anime vibe. You can't hear this, Sean, where,
Yeah.
like, all the noises they're making.
So
I
they're
was
making like
some-
almost like Simlish kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a knock at the door. Sorry, I feel like I have to relate all the sounds to you, dude. Ooh, I'm now controlling her. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That looks a bit backdoory to me. That's the front door. There we are. I've been in a house. Okay.
Hang on.
Have we gone back in time?
Oh, is she explaining to him where the present comes from?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
He's got a key, Dave. That
That guy had a key. Yeah, you're right. Like, quick, mug him and get his key. Okay, do I have to find where to hide this, perhaps? Yeah, she's creeping around. Light sources are really interesting in this game. Like, that's a
light source.
That's a full-on light source, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where I'm supposed to put the? Yeah,
Yeah, that's a yeah, okay.
that's a light bulb moment. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
I found like that's a weird way of setting cutlery.
It is. Oh well, it's a special thing, isn't it? Like, but like,
Yeah.
obviously he's not in there.
No.
Ooh, let's have a look at this. Nice. It's kind of your style of artwork, Sean.
Thanks. So they have a kid who's playing outside.
Yes. Yeah. Let's ignore that for the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This chick seems kind of like she wishes her husband had a bit more, going on up top. If you see what I mean. That's the second.
Yeah.
That's the second time so far. Fair enough. Okay, nice. You know a game's artsy when there's literal artwork in it.
Yeah.
Surely we can hide stuff in here. Like, there's like umpteen places to hide things. Wow.
So the reason I thought you picked
she made a noise then, let me tell you.
Oh, okay. Right.
Uh-huh.
One of the reasons I thought you picked this is because it's about someone painting. Like,
oh, yeah.
Making it home is kind of about that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. That wasn't the reason, but it is a...
Yeah.
It is an interesting side reason. Okay, she's making... You're supposed to, like...
So what have you learned something from the noises she's making?
Well, a little bit. I think it could be too easy to read too much into something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, a nice like floorboard sounds.
Still trying to hide. Oh, you could put the
it's
person
not.
there.
I don't think it's hiding because I don't really feel like we're finding.
Are you just putting it are they just surfaces you can put them on?
Yeah, I think there's like a little bit that's.
Oh, so
She's trying to arrange the present in a particularly nice way, I think, is the vibe.
Yeah. So
which
this
is
isn't a flashback?
No, I don't know yet. It still could be.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of got like a... He looks older than he maybe is.
Well, I think it's the father of the husband.
Right. Mm-hmm. Ah, so now this... Okay, right.
So now she gets the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go here. Oh. You know, when a woman does that to her belly, there's only one thing. There's only one thing going on. It's not like she's not hungry. It's not a stomach ache. It's something else.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
That's very restrained of you.
I feel like I don't want to... I don't know. This feels quite serious.
Yeah, I don't think it's a laugh a minute, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I can hear some gun noises, Sean. That's why our character's freaking out.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Sure. This is a family-friendly stream.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to look at this. I want to get out.
You don't want to don't go towards the guns.
Yeah, but he wants to know what's up. That's why he's woken up. Am I supposed to go and find her or something? Oh, there's a different door here.
This is giving me like beginning of Up vibes. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's a fair. Can't get out that way. Maybe it's gonna turn into some kind of like zombie movie now. And we're stuck in it.
Just like grabs the shotgun and starts having at it.
Going wild, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I don't quite understand why I'm going. Should I? I bet I'm supposed to look out the window, right? So I've gone all the way upstairs.
Yeah. Was it a gun? You sure it wasn't a door closing? You sure
no, it definitely sounds like gunshots to me. No. Okay. I bet I'm supposed to go to the window, right? Sorry, everyone. In this roundabout route.
The window downstairs in the room that you were at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I dismissed the door. Well, I didn't dismiss it. I tried the door and then dismissed everything else when I couldn't get out the door. But he looked at the window, which is my fault.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, everyone. But there's the house. Again. Wow.
So it's just that's the hunter that she...
Yes. She seems to have a bit of a little thing for...
Oh.
Yeah. Now you have to go and play with your son. Good way of avoiding need for localization. Have it in no language whatsoever. Yeah.
How do you feel about that as a writer?
Language is overrated, Sean. We could all just be using grunts and
yeah,
weird anime noises.
You'd absolutely need a writer to be part of this, though. Even though, like, I know that sounds like a stupid thing to say.
No, you do. You're quite right. Yeah, just because you're an artist doesn't mean you can figure out what to draw. The controversial thing I just said that we're going to move on from.
That's it. I think that's quite a nice. Like, I think you could put that on a like
my resume
Twitter and like.
Oh,
is that the same person?
No. Returning a tool.
Yeah.
But that was a slightly intimate way of doing it.
Yep.
Okay. Do we hear what noises this guy makes? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, these noises are fun and all, but I don't want, In fact, the only one I'm interested in is what he thinks about his father. Okay, that's fairly positive. Right, so I assume we're looking for our wife because he was like yelling for her to go and. Yeah, there we go. He's yelling again, kind of like a hun or honey or whatever. Ah, Jesus Christ! She's really struggling to hide that.
Yeah, but apparently he did it well enough because he was definitely surprised when he saw it.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like you could have put it in the picnic basket, but that's the difference between reality and visual storytelling. That was for our benefit, not the stories in that sense. Okay.
I'm just waiting for something terrible to happen.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Do you find that sometimes, like, with games like this or film or anything like this, storytelling like this, like you can see the horrible thing happening because it's so nice and
yes, of course.
How do you do that well, or like, do you try to avoid that as a writer that people can foretell? Like, do you know what I mean?
My rumble on my controller's going mad. Yeah, you need to. It's a balancing act between giving people what they want, which is oh god, I need to run. Come on then. Which is that conflict and is that moment of drama. But also not, like you say, not making it so obvious that they feel like they can see all the cogs moving too easily. Which is that's a really sophisticated and kind of fascinating thing to talk about in terms of storytelling. All kinds of storytelling. Because oh, come on. Get the thing started. There we go. Oh, I can accelerate. Wow, I'm actually going to drive.
Yeah, it's all romance until the car doesn't work.
Yeah.
and then it gets real.
These guys haven't seen me park a truck. This could go. I am steering.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how much in
There's
terms
definitely going to be a car accident.
Yeah, well, we've seen how this ends, everyone. I think I'm on rails a little bit, though. Like, I can't, like, swerve off the road. Right, we're on the left-hand side of the road, right?
I don't know.
Oh no! Look at where his driving position is. Of course, we'd have to be on the right-hand side, and it is an Italian studio, so
yeah, that would make sense. It's an interesting camera angle, isn't it?
Quite intimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's focusing on them as a couple, right? Late title card.
How do we feel about late title card, Sean?
Pretty good. I like, but done quite a lot now. Probably not in 2017, but now particularly. Yeah, yeah. Do we want a late title card? I had that thought had gone in my mind, making it home, having like that, where because the logo looks so good, any excuse to use it. Yeah.
I think the issue more is that I think it works great with this kind of game. I'm not so sure with a game where you've like built stuff or
You've already seen a title screen.
Well, I mean, there was a title screen,
Well,
remember?
yeah.
Okay, you're hearing car noises in his dream, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a dream about a car crash?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I suppose like it's whether or not you know much about the game to begin with, and oh wow, okay, this is I just heard his stomach rumble. Are you there, Sean?
So you've got to find food.
Yeah. Oh wow, we can really zip around though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, depending on how much you know about the game or not, it has an interesting effect on how foreshadowing will work on you.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting element that isn't really easy to control as creators.
Yeah.
Like how much do you know about a movie before going to see the movie?
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference. Same with the game and a book.
So I guess we at the start we kind of talked about how indie games like being a metaphor for things.
Yeah.
Is like, I mean, like being a metaphor for depression, right?
Like,
yeah. That seems to be the thing, right? That most of them, and there's almost a sense of. I feel like it's really dismissive to say it's cliche, but because some games do it well, but I feel like. I don't know. There's a vibe that is like maybe it's been done.
Yes, but like, I think go on.
Well, games were like, I guess when games first started doing it, it was when people didn't see games as art that could do that kind of thing.
Yes,
maybe.
Quite. Yeah, agreed.
But then I would say actually this is quite different.
Yeah, the important thing I think is, sorry to interrupt, but one key thing to bear in mind is the difference between a metaphor and. Well, the actual thing itself.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone looks at this game as a metaphor for grief. It is an exploration of grief. Like they're not trying to hide it. It's not quite like. So we played Grist, didn't we, a while ago?
Yeah.
Like that's much more along the lines of, you know, the platforming levels themselves are kind of states of emotions and things like that. Whereas this is like. We're just going to tell you a story that involves, you know, grief.
Yeah. And done in a really effective way, I think, so far. And also a story about, like, disability. Like, I'm guessing, like,
well, so that's interesting because we're having conversations with writers often about, you know, about representation in stories, both fictional and video games and other things like that. And you get into slightly problematic territory by saying things are about things, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, just because it includes a disabled character doesn't mean the game is about disability, and so on and so forth. I think this is a game pretty strongly about the effects of grief and understanding grief and all that kind of stuff, and memory. I think it's probably fair to say something along those lines. But yeah, you're right though. Coming back to your original point, that it's almost become a critique of indie games to say it's a metaphor for X, as if like people don't like. Like maybe people don't want that anymore, or they've seen it enough that they feel it's. Oh jeez.
I think.
Oh
some
man!
of it is
Don't. Oh man!
Oh no!
Don't make me do it. I'm not doing it. Oh, this is a kick in the teeth. If okay. Oh man! I told you to bring the tissue, Sean. I didn't realise it was going to be quite like this. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Okay. Let's get them all. Go. No! Don't cut to cutscene.
Oh shit. Okay, that's not. Yeah, that was less bad than I was expecting.
Well, yeah, but it's bad enough. My rumble's going mad, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, the painting's changed, Sean. The painting has changed.
And now you push X, not A. We need to talk about the metaphor thing again. Should I? Oh wait. I never know whether to just keep going with this or wait for you to.
Oh yeah, well I mean, there's no. Yeah, I mean Oh. I mean, there's not much because there's no voice acting. At least you can talk over it. It's fine.
I guess. So, like, in a way, this idea of saying, "Oh, all indie games are like metaphors for something," or I think is missing the point that games have always had that, and AAA games have that, and they are stories. They are telling. They very much have that, but they're probably less on the nose about it than indie games, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, but I suppose it's a like. Do action films have like a message? Like, do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and they do, but we perhaps perceive that message in a different or more simplistic way than we might do other types of art. So, that doesn't make them less important, but
yeah, and maybe there's a feeling of like certain types of creators like would kind of put their nose up to a Call of Duty or something.
Well, quite, yeah, and I mean,
which is unfair, I think.
It is, but I mean, it's about respecting difference, isn't it? They're different games for different people to do different things, to get different messages from. Not everybody wants a kind of a storified exploration of grief. Some people just want to shoot things.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, and.
Oh man, there are creepy elements to this, obviously, but...
Yeah. I think, as well, with like indie teams being smaller, like it's much easier to tell something, like a personal story or something like that. Whereas in a team of hundreds...
Yeah.
It's hard to get that message across. Like... And you do, like, want to say something, and we've talked about it, and... I feel like you have to. There's, I don't know. How can you make a game without saying something? Or how can you make anything without saying something about something?
I suppose sometimes it's how upfront you are about that message compared to other times. How clear that message is to the audience. Things like that. Things like that can change. Who knows? Maybe Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a genuine critique of modern warfare.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I played it. I just never really got a sense that it was.
It was doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I was listening to a podcast a couple of days ago where they were talking about how, like Call of Duty and other games like shooters are very much looking at war from a Western perspective. Like used to winning them.
Sure, or at least perceiving they do.
Yeah, but which is like almost celebratory. Like like whereas in other other cultures and other countries, or it's wars are more about things that are really bad that happen to you.
Yeah.
Which is how they are anywhere, but it's about the culture, right? And
Yeah, the perception of them. Yeah.
And so you get games like This War of Mine. Have you heard of that?
Is it a board game?
No, but I think they might have brought a board game out after the game.
Yeah, because a friend of mine just picked up the board game version. If it's the same thing,
about surviving in a house in a city.
Yes.
I can't remember where exactly, unfortunately, but and those things, having a different that viewpoint kind of showing up there. So I guess Call of Duty is that.
Just from a very different perspective.
Yeah. So what have you got to do here?
I don't know.
So the paintings appeared. So
Okay, I'm not supposed to go through there yet, maybe. Well, the painting appeared, so it's gone back in here. And the memories are kind of like they're haloed in gold and stuff, which is, So, yeah, I think I now have to go back into this memory.
Right. So is this actually... so I guess...
Ooh. There's a bit of a ghost element. Yeah, go on.
Is it not just like it's like an exploration of grief and how to deal with grief, I guess? Because like to start with, he tried to avoid this room.
Yes.
And so, oh shit! I just realised what this kind of is. Boy. Like, yeah. This feels like a really hard... Like, it feels like a really important thing, but... I guess, is it because, like, games are meant to be... games don't have to be fun, right? Like, I'm not saying this isn't fun, but, like, this is a hard... Like, I feel kind of uncomfortable... Not uncomfortable, but,
You're struggling to articulate your feelings. Yeah.
It's slightly distressing, and I guess it has to be if you're exploring grief.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that means they're doing their job well. So why do people spend their time... Why would someone spend free time reenacting this? Like, do you see what I mean? What I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Or like, it's like the similar thing of why do like the Schindler's List like is a film that I think is a great film, but I wouldn't say I enjoy watching it.
Sure.
But it's an important film to kind of experience. I guess.
I think that's... I mean, you said it right at the start of when we were streaming tonight. Like, games that... Like, the BAFTA nomination for games... Was it games that go beyond entertainment or something like that? Yeah. So, I mean, it's about as good a way as describing it as anything, isn't it? Like, it is entertaining, but it goes beyond that because that's not necessarily the only goal or even necessarily the primary goal.
Yeah.
So, like, why audiences and gamers want to experience that? I mean, I think that the answer to that is obviously hugely complex. I think for me, the simplest response is we've played a lot of games that aren't this.
Yeah.
And even just for the variety it adds to the game experience, there's a huge benefit to it as well. I think we like, again, speaking very generally, but we do also use forms of art to try and understand life. And if this particular art form is only about fairly superficial things, then it's not going to help us really understand or process things in our own lives.
Yeah. I think, like, the closest... Like, I had a I mentioned to you a few times, Outer Wilds had like a really profound effect on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, really, really quite profound. The ending of that, and like that's one of those games where I feel like the message that I got from it was kind of like, it wasn't on the nose at all. That even like I feel like I need to talk to someone who's played the game and say, hey, did you get that as well? Like this is how and maybe I don't know why I need, because it doesn't matter, right? Like if I got that out of that, like who cares if not did? But I just am interested to know that was the message they were trying to tell, because it was such a thing. It was such a big deal for me.
Yeah. Well, and we want to share experiences like with each other and the rest. Yeah. I think there is probably a puzzle element that you and I are not quite focusing on yet either.
Yeah.
Like I think the kind of the emotional storytelling, the visual storytelling is something that you and I are perhaps inevitably going to focus on, maybe more than other people might. But there is definitely a puzzle aspect to this.
Yeah.
And now I'm apparently collecting things.
Now you're puzzling.
I'm puzzling hard.
Yeah. Frozen mentioned that this looks like Coraline?
Oh, Coraline. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's Coraline?
I've
not seen it.
Oh, sorry.
I found it on Wikipedia. But
yeah.
I haven't.
So it's most people will know the film, which I believe is based on a Neil Gaiman graphic novel rather than novel. I might be wrong on that. It might be a children's novel. But yeah, the aesthetic is very, very similar to that. Although Coraline, I suppose, is a bit darker.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose this has had dark moments too.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, literally aesthetically darker.
Yeah. Is this like? Are we getting into like almost like a butterfly wings type thing, or like what's it? We're going through how that ball gets to the.
Yes. I think we very much are. Yeah, it's kind of. I think the whole point is understanding what led up to this car crash.
Yes.
And maybe trying to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that, I mean, if you know.
But isn't that kind of really? Well, I would hope that. Yeah. Without knowing how the game ends.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Right.
What you should do is that you can't actually stop it, right?
Well, yeah, that's it.
It's not the idea that it's just like there's no one. It's just everything's random.
Well, and I guess by understanding what happened, is it not more about kind of processing and dealing with it than trying to change it?
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. Like that's.
Like, yeah, we can't say. Like, obviously, yeah.
Okay. Well, I learned how to deal with this. Just just throw things at these plant things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a.
I mean, like in some ways, it's just nice to have a game that isn't the main interaction isn't shooting people.
Just as like this guy comes on the screen with a shotgun.
Yeah.
You're right, though. You're right. I mean, well, I don't think that's such a big deal now. I think there are so many building games and farming games and stuff like that.
Truck simulator
games, yeah. All aboard the truck games. Right, this dog looks terrifying.
Doesn't the dog want to tickle? Isn't that what
it does want to play with us, yeah. I mean, this dog is bigger than this kid. So, you know, like, just bear that in mind.
But look, you can see it's friendly.
Okay, yeah, touche. But is this how the ball gets there, Sean?
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember the dog.
See, everything starts to be like, should I do this? Oh, I can jog now. You know, like, oh my god. Okay. Alright, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. End the day.
Oh, so the dog's been added to the picture and the memory. And I think he throws the ball down there, Sean.
The dog for. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw it coming, obviously. but it's.
And then we have to relive the crash again.
Not all of it, Sean. Not all of it.
Okay. So you're not exploring. What happened? Where's the kid? Like in the current day.
He's still there. Like I'm. The thing is, I can't. Oh god, they are going to make me do it again. I can't I can't figure out if I can say no to this. I don't think I can. Like I think you have to go through it again and grab this ball. Which I was surprised that they were going to do this again because I thought that was kind of implied. But maybe
then I suppose
that makes me think there's going to be a point where I can be in that scene and not do that. Because now the kid's there with the dog and the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna rewind and see what. Clock tower strikes 6.
So we're getting kind of a time looping thing going on here.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're back with the kid.
So.
So I'm guessing that's a kind of we're in a situation where we're like don't do this certain thing.
Yeah.
This kid makes funny noises. Okay, so it does speed you like forward slightly. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop. Oh, now that's knocked over as well. Something I did a moment ago. Well, it wasn't before, and now that's. So we've moved on a little bit in terms of what the world does and the world changes.
Yeah. So okay, hang on. So are you in the same? So what's changed after you've did you rewind?
I rewound, yeah. Some of the things I'd done before have been done already. Like I manually did that. I manually knocked those plant pots over, and now they're.
So I guess it's taking you back to the branching point or something.
Yeah, I think so. So as much as that dog is adorable, we are not going to play with the dog.
No.
All right. We're going to try and get our kite. This kid's natural enemy is gates. Like, he cannot handle a gate.
No one can open gates.
No.
Like, this seems to be the really bad gate design in this game.
Alright, there's the old timer.
Mm-hmm. So Tony's asked, are we working on any games? And yes, we're working on Making It Home.
Mm-hmm. What is Making It Home, Sean?
What is Making It Home? Well, Making It Home is a game about building a vehicle to travel across America. And you're a ladybug.
Okay, good. That's an important detail.
What was the but?
The but was, but what are you, Sean? And
you're a ladybug.
There you go.
Yes. And, like, there is a pretty significant story element, I would say, at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is why we're kind of looking at some narrative games.
Yes.
So, like, what kind of stuff can we start to learn from this? Do you think? Is there something we can learn from this?
There's something to learn from everything, but yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I think. Well, we've had some. Oh wow! Now okay, so we've locked the ball behind Grandpa.
Okay.
Is there something? So we can learn lots of things about, I suppose, visual storytelling. One thing. The discussion we had about. Oh, okay, the ball is now available. That question of like overt versus covert storytelling in indie games,
yes,
especially around emotions and what your game is a metaphor for. I think that's something worth bearing in mind. I don't think it's what we've just said is going to change much about how our game actually works. but maybe it will.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because we have we kind of have this concept of replaying stuff
In
in a similar way to how this is working, but it's
Yes.
like
I suppose I was thinking more about like this is a game that makes it quite clear like what the main driving emotion of it is, right? Like it is understanding a death.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what I'm actually trying to do though. Like I'm
Put the
exploring.
rope down, like could
Yeah,
you put
but I
tie the
can't.
ropes-
No, because I think
can't
whenever
drop the ball?
I mean, I can. I think I can drop the ball, but I think the issue is I can't reach it without Grandpa
okay.
going mad at
You
me.
throw the ball at it.
Ooh. I don't think I can throw the ball.
What about if you get
Oops, sorry.
him to go and stand over where he was blocking the ball,
Oh yeah, you might be right. Yeah, that's a good call.
and then you can go back and.
You've played puzzle games before.
I've played games about geese.
Is it about geese though?
Yes.
What is it? Is it a metaphor
What
for
exactly-
something
what's the metaphor
deeper?
in the goose game? Then, well, they did say it was something to do with a post-Brexit, like crazy. Did you hear? See
No,
that?
I didn't. I didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. They're
That's-
obviously taking the piss.
that's
But
brilliant.
you know, there you go. That's how you.
That's how you puzzle game.
Now you're thinking with ropes.
God, well, I mean, like last time I played Firewatch, or a few times ago, I obviously played Firewatch. That was a game all about ropes. So you would have
Yeah.
thought I'd have got my rope game up to pretty good standard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we are going to play Making It Home next week on stream.
We are.
Maybe.
Sorry, I keep pressing that button and I don't know why. We are, yeah. It's been a while since we streamed it. We did stream it fairly early on, or did we just record videos? I feel like we streamed
Well,
it.
we record videos for our patrons.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And have been.
Mhm.
And then we streamed it a month or two ago after we finished that crazy Stellaris game.
Oh, we did,
didn't
didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
That crazy fun Stellaris game. Like I really enjoyed it, but it,
Yeah, like
like, how long did that take?
boy, was it 14 sessions or something? It
I
was.
think it's there's
extreme.
one of those videos has like 300-400 views or something.
Does
I
it?
don't understand what happened. Like,
Yeah.
I think, like, I don't know, something. Obviously, that one of us did some amazing pro strats. the Stellaris.
Isn't it probably
media,
just
like,
where
wow, did you see this?
where it all
these
went?
amazing tactics?
It all went
Like,
horribly wrong. Is that what?
Yeah.
That's probably. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, no, we're gonna play it. We've been yes. Yeah, which I think is gonna be really good. Like lots of things are in place when we can really start thinking about play testing properly, right? I think. Yeah. So do you? So okay.
Boy
so this,
overcomes gate. That's the story.
okay. There. Okay. So we got this is the bloody goose game, isn't it?
Yeah, except you're not a jerk.
Well, I mean, the goose game is this because this came before the goose game.
Yeah. Well,
But that's literally how the goose game works, right? Isn't it? I'm not
yes.
wrong.
You're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Um,
I'll give you that.
Or Dark Souls, which is you. There's like unlocking shortcuts, right?
I guess so. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm more. Yeah. Okay. No, carry on.
Yeah. Do you think that you know what you're doing with the puzzles, or do you think that it's like a trial and error kind of adventure game, 90s adventure game style? Of just click on every pixel.
Yeah. I feel like at the moment there's a bit of that. Like I'm not. I'm assuming. I mean, can I play without the ball? I'm assuming what I'm trying to do here is like put into place a timeline where the car crash doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like I assume that's what I'm supposed to be trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, these bubbles are intriguing me. Like, am I supposed
Yeah.
to? Some of them, like, you can pop by walking into, and some of them you can't. Is that based on
I do love
colour?
this art style. Like, it's. I don't understand. Like, they managed to make 3D look painted, isn't it?
Yes.
Obviously, that's the
yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
So we've we've tried to go for that, haven't we? A bit.
Well, we've got painted assets that we've done a bit gamified, but they're still 2D assets, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
But you're right. Like the kind of vistas and kind of visuals of like that tree, for instance,
Yeah.
or the background and things like that. That does have some similarities. What we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So apparently, this kid can only knock things over with a ball. That's like his jam.
I do. Okay, I like. Yes, I do like the way that they put the thing with a question mark underneath.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can play in the leaves. That's nice.
Can you jump in that? That thing is asking you to put a weight in it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, pressing that button. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, there's no button to press, but you're 100% right. I'm guessing it's not my football. That doesn't seem very heavy.
No.
Okay,
is this the kind of game you'd play through? How many games do you finish?
Oh, jeez, God. Not as many as I should.
Yeah.
Full stop. I don't play as many games as I should. But I don't know. Like, I got really invested in Firewatch, and I was really keen to finish that.
Yeah.
And a huge amount of that was like the voice acting and the characters involved, and I just got fully engaged with that. Shit, I should be jogging everywhere. Sorry, everyone. So, like, I could imagine that happening with this.
So is the story what keeps? So you kept, like, Firewatch. I mean, Firewatch is all about the story, right?
Yes, exactly.
And like
Ooh,
you have a huge amount of agency in Firewatch, right? You're kind
not
of like,
really, no.
You just, it's almost like it's just you watch the film.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. That
bit at the start that seems like choices with the that bit at the start.
Yeah, that bit at the start is,
You weren't ready for that, I'm guessing.
I was not. That was full on. It was body blow after body blow. That one.
If you haven't played Firewatch, can you remember what happens? Oh, it's like
I suppose you won't. You're not spoiling it, are you?
Oh no, well, it's pretty okay. We won't. Yeah, you're right. I go play Firewatch, basically.
Or watch our
really
stream
good.
of Firewatch
Or
if you can't face it yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the it's not the illusion of choice. That's not fair to say, because there are choices involved in that game that do matter. But the main storyline, of which there is kind of one, it's not like a game full of tons of side quests. That is pretty set.
Yeah.
This kid just loves messing stuff up.
You did it right in front of her.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, well, she wouldn't play with me, Sean, so it joke's on her.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to prevent a very preventable car accident here.
So do you get there's again sign that says no dogs makes me think the dog needs to get in there somehow.
Touche. Yeah. What is that sign? Oh, apple trees. Fair enough.
Apple trees.
Yeah, it's an orchard that way. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, play my ball. I got my ball, lady. Yeah. Figured you wouldn't. Okay. So.
Is she moving out? Or in? She returned a tool.
It's a tin opener, right?
Yeah.
So I think she's probably moving in.
Yeah.
Right, it's like the cup of sugar equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's dumped. Oh, maybe she's moving out because someone's dumped some stuff there.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh, okay, so there's a pot to kick over there. How do I get in? Oh, I can't get in there yet, maybe? Okay, so for me, the question is like, I'm a little unsure of what I'm supposed to do right now.
Yeah.
And this is where potentially my engagement with the game starts to come under threat, right? Like, this is where you're like, oh, now I know. Now I figured it out. So that's fine. Like, is that like, I guess that's true of all puzzle games, right? Like, you get to a point where you're like, I don't know how to solve this puzzle. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
But it's about like matching. It's about trying to get that timing right, where there's that point of frustration where you're going to give up.
Yeah.
But you need to have people solve the puzzle just before that.
Yes. Yeah.
And so like Portal does it really well. Right. But I don't know how, like,
that seems a really hard thing. Sorry. X every time. Anytime I'm not sure about something, I just seem to press X. Yeah, like, gosh, how do you balance for that? That seems really tough.
Yeah.
I guess just playtesting is.
Well, I don't think it's. I did. You're kind of helped because you always get that feeling, however soon you solve the puzzle, because you always feel like the last thing you do is always solve it.
Yes, fair. Yeah.
So you kind of have that thing.
Okay.
Fraser mentions there's like psychology involved with it.
Yeah.
And it's like trying to think. Like, yeah, I don't like. It's really hard. It's teaching, right? It's just It's teaching. That's what it is. It's like, yeah. If you teach it in the right way, people will always feel like they have the tools to solve the puzzle.
Sure.
Okay, Frozen has a hot take.
That seems an oxymoron. Sorry.
I suppose so. Pure puzzle games aren't good enough for the current gaming market anymore.
Okay.
So what's a pure puzzle game? A pure puzzle game, something like Tetris, I guess?
Yeah, but Tetris is massive, right?
Oh, is Tetris a puzzle game, though? I know you'd call it a puzzle game, but is it a puzzle?
Not in the sense that this... Well, not in the sense that this is a puzzle.
I don't think I would call Tetris a puzzle.
No.
Yeah, I think... An action game?
Ooh, okay. Strategy game? Isn't it an RTS, really?
An RTS... I don't know. But, okay, so what other puzzle games? What's a pure puzzle game? Would be... do you mean like an abstract puzzle game, I guess?
Yeah.
Like, what... Like, think about... what would be a pure... When's the last time you... Like, what is even a pure...
Sean's down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You could argue like it's much clearer in board games. Well, maybe it's not much clearer, but like
I was trying to go to board games. I was like thinking, okay, what's a puzzle game in board games?
Stuff like, I mean, some people view things like Agricola as a puzzle game.
Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, that's probably a much better example.
That's a pure. Yeah. What did you say?
Agricola, like a heavy Euro game.
Yeah, but Agricola still has a theme.
Sure, but it's pretty thin.
But then, okay, right. So here was the take: was pure puzzle games aren't good enough.
Yeah.
Like escape rooms are huge.
True.
And I would say escape rooms are kind of like.
That's a really good example.
That's. But then, it's not.
I mean, there are always themes too, right? Yeah, like Sudoku or a crossword.
So there is
Scrabble.
Is Scrabble a puzzle?
Well, there are jigsaw puzzles, I suppose, right? Like that's.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sean. We're talking all over. All these things have changed. Like.
Yeah, I stopped. I was talking over that very uncomfortable scene where he saw his wife still wasn't there, and then realized he couldn't get to his wheelchair.
Yeah. But then there was also the bit where the boy wasn't in the road and he didn't get run over. So this is what happens now.
Oh, okay.
See?
Oh, yeah, but still. Okay.
And we're getting into kind of like Terminator and Terminator 2 level territory here of, there is no fate but what we make for ourselves.
Or Final Destination.
Or final, yeah, that's probably more apt. You're quite right.
Pixel. What's that game where you Pixel Cross? Is it? Pixel Cross is huge.
Sure.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think you did with that sure.
You could tell me.
That was a sure from someone who was pretending they knew what it was.
That's my life, man. That's my sure. I'm
Pixel
always
Cross.
hitting that sure.
So Pixel Cross is it's a game. It's kind of like Sudoku, but you're making a pixel. You should like a pixel image.
Okay. Oh, we're back here. Sure.
So it's huge. It's massive. Picross, not Pixel Cross.
Oh, Picross.
Yeah, that's the one. How do you even?
Oh dear.
Yeah. So you played Picross.
No.
Okay. Why did you? Okay.
Because I was messing with you.
Right. Fair enough.
Dear.
Picross. I'm going to put a link.
Oh dear.
Portal and Unravel. Yeah. So Portal. No. I think Frozen is saying his hot take is wrong because Portal and Unraveled exist, but those Portal's getting old now. I would say The Witness is definitely a puzzle game.
Sure. Witness.
But then I'd say that's a pretty abstract puzzle game.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Yeah. So Frozen says they're like journey type and puzzle.
Okay. What about Outer Wilds?
So Outer Wilds is a puzzle game.
There you go.
I would say.
But you're right. The puzzle doesn't exist without some other pillars of game experience alongside it, shall we say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think like a pure puzzle is along the lines of a jigsaw puzzle, or I don't know, Bejeweled or something like that.
Are all adventure games puzzle games?
I don't know. We might not think that way because of the puzzles don't feel hard enough to be puzzles. Like the degree of how puzzling is a situation. I think a lot of adventure games avoid too much puzzling.
Yeah.
Or try and make
adventure. But when I say adventure games, I'm talking like point and click adventure games. I'm talking about this as I would almost count this as one of those.
So but like Disco Elysium, right?
Yeah.
Puzzle game? Question mark? Intonation slightly raising at the end of the sentence?
Yeah. But is every game a puzzle game?
Sure.
Is Making a Home a puzzle game?
Sure. Maybe in the way that, a lot of games are puzzle games, especially games that involve building, right? Like placing one block in one place rather than another. Does that make it a puzzle?
Yeah.
Depends on your definition of puzzle.
A puzzle. Yeah. Well, what is the definition of a puzzle?
Well, the Oxford English Dictionary says
puzzle. So are you finding this creepy?
No, I think I've moved beyond creepy. The more you play into the game, the more you realise it's not playing into that vibe too much. It's a bit unsettling at times. But I wouldn't say... And some of the sounds do add to that. Obviously, you're not getting that, Sean, so you're not getting...
Yeah. A puzzle is a game, problem, or toy that tests a person's ingenuity. Ingenuity? Ingenuity,
yeah, there we go.
Or knowledge.
Okay.
In a puzzle, the solver is expected to put the pieces together in a logical way in order to arrive at the correct or fun solution.
Are you seeing this, by the way?
seeing what
Well,
that oh
she's
I am
got
now.
she's got a book with our pictures in it, like pictures of us.
Oh, what were you saying about it not being creepy?
Well, not creep. I mean, they obviously had a
Oh
thing.
no, that's someone's.
We called it when she gave that can opener back that there was something going on there, and we were 100% right.
As in, they used to be.
I think they had an affair / maybe used to be together, or I mean, sure, that could have been a stalker's kind of scrapbook.
But then she's found that. She's found that.
Yeah. She's making a lot of nervous noises, Sean. You're not getting
Yeah.
that, but
But I can see it in her body language.
yeah, sure. That thing just doesn't. You can't hide it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh man. Oh. I kind of feel like the vibe of it is that, you know, a bit more. I'm not going to say
bit more.
positive, a bit more innocent than perhaps where we
Yeah.
might have thought it was going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, she literally rolled her sleeves up then.
Yep.
That's visual storytelling for you, Sean.
Yes. What's? She's reaching out. Oh.
Yeah, you'll get there. Woo!
Oh.
Sean's feeling it again. So I wonder if, on this screen, whether or not those kind of cards behind it are potential outcomes, like
Yeah.
ways we can solve the puzzle to produce an outcome that's not the car crash.
Yeah. But all equally like horrific in their own way. This is like the framing, like really good, like framing of shots and stuff.
Well, it is. I mean, you know, you could be like, you know, iffy about it, but the credits did say directed by, and you can kind of see why, right? Like, I think there's there's a degree of direction to the artwork and to the that feels cinematic in that sense. Why can't I open this bloody door? That's why.
You can push A. What? Oh, because you're holding the thing?
Yeah, because you can't
Yeah,
do two
yeah,
things at
fair
once.
enough.
You
You
can't
can't-
open a door and hold a box, Sean.
Yeah. Every morning when I'm at work, I precariously take my pour over kettle, fill with hot water through many doors.
Sean,
I manage it. What?
that's a terrible thing to do.
What is?
What you've just said. Oh!
How else am I going to do it?
Could you? I don't know. Could you not pour your coffee at the kettle, or I don't know. It feels like, wow, she's really struggling with this. Okay, sorry everyone.
Yeah.
That noise is awful. Right. Okay. Can she open a gate with this? Of course not. No. Yeah. No. No one opens gates in this
Can she
game.
open? Yeah, this is the gates in this world are
Yeah.
like.
No. I mean, they are as tall as people are. Like,
Why would you?
why would you
Like, I get
design
it
a
if the
gate?
kid can't do
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but like.
You're right. This feels a stretch. Feels a stretch.
I wonder if you end up going into other people.
Yeah.
Like, could you go into the boy's memory if you push that thing? Which all the can you like?
Oh, well, this. No.
Okay.
I think you are doing it sequentially, in that
Right,
sense.
okay.
Right. How does she escape things? What is your escape mechanism, lady? No. Right. I haven't seen anything else to interact with, and I can't
well,
get
just
back
walk-
in.
Can you not just walk out without the parcel? Walk
No,
through
no,
the
no, no, no. She freaks out when she hits the leaves.
Oh, so can you blow the leaves away somehow?
She doesn't freak out when she hits the I swear to God, is it some angle I was taking?
But could you just walk in there? Okay, so can...
I'm sure we just did that, although maybe I had the box. You'll have to check the recording.
Yes, I think you had the box.
Alright. Alright,
But, like,
everyone.
why can't you walk through these with a box?
Because it's slippy or something, I don't know.
I suppose so.
Because it's bad health and safety etiquette.
Yeah. So now you go open the gates.
Yeah.
You do the goose thing.
Goosing up.
Yeah.
Running. Yeah, obviously we make a jog.
Frozen's highlighting how good the depth of field is.
Yes.
You finding that's helping you focus on? Like, that sounds stupid. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Like it's focusing on what's relevant, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's the idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
but she struggles with leaves and boxes. See,
So you're not gonna be able to get.
I'm not going to be able to get that on there.
Yeah.
But
So.
Sean,
what?
you said this needs a weight, and I think I find you are quite correct.
Nice.
Yep. And there's a rake in here, so you know what? The natural enemy
It's
of
the bloody-
leaves is.
Yeah, it's the rake.
It's a rake.
Go put that rake in a lake.
Oh God.
This is the goose game.
Yeah.
Well, the goose game ripped this off. This
Yeah.
is just like the goose game is just this, but cute.
That's your hot take.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
expose.
There we go. The goose game is just a clone.
I wonder if I get benefits for like raking extra lakes.
You don't rake lakes.
Raking lakes, baby.
So what are your thoughts then of so far?
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's touching. It's really well done. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard in places as it should be. And there's a lot more to it than I maybe necessarily thought initially. Like I knew the premise, I knew the setup, but I didn't necessarily realize quite how much depth there would be to the situation and so on and so forth. And I okay, it's indie, it's not AAA. This isn't going to last me 120 hours, but it I will enjoy like seeing what they do with the different characters and the memories and so on and so forth.
How do you think? So, I think I'm probably surprised how long these sections are. So I think it might be interesting to think about the pacing.
Well, it could be because I'm either I'm not faffing around, but at the same time I'm not like.
You're also streaming. So...
Yeah, but I don't like who plays this kind of game to just maybe there are speedrunners, but it doesn't seem like a kind of game where you'd be like, I'm gonna solve these puzzles ASAP.
Okay, but my point is like, does the pacing to like take away from the thing it's trying to do with the story? Because it feels like the longer we're away from that side. Like, how much are we still thinking about that, and how much are we now playing the game? Like, how much is...
Well, you've got to feel that the two are integrated, haven't you?
Yeah, so are they? Like, that's my question, really, I guess.
Well, I think so, because you're trying to do... everything you're doing is leading towards the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up that rope.
Evening, Sean. We're playing last day of June.
Correct.
I'll put a link in the Steam page.
So yeah, the kid doesn't want to give up the rope, which makes me think I've got to find a way of distracting the kid, maybe. So I think the rope is what I'm supposed to tether the boxes with, which means they don't fall off.
Which means there's not a crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That for me. Whoop. Yep. So that's an interesting small gamification type thing, and like
those like
the little bubbles.
Yeah.
She doesn't play with dogs.
Yeah. A few people in chat are wanting you to like steal the kid's kite. Or cut off the kite. So
like the aggro approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it quite does that. I think the kid's kite is the answer to the puzzle. So I'm just wondering how I get the kids more interested in something else.
Yeah. But,
and I think it probably is back here. Go on.
So yeah, Sean's asked if it's a puzzler, and we kind of we aren't sure if it's a puzzle game.
Yeah, true.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Like we think we had a long chat about what puzzle games are.
Yeah, you'll have to go back and check the vlog. The log.
But do you find like? So I guess the thing is now, like you're thinking about how do I get the rope off the kid?
Yeah.
And that it's taken away from that core message. Then I don't know. Like, well, I'm not trying to be. I'm not.
No. I know. I see what you mean.
But I'm trying to say is that then? So it's like I'm kind of interested in educational games, like at work, like for my day job.
Sure.
And the educational games that are most effective are the ones where the learning objectives and learning things are really embedded in the game. So like I remember being at school and the educational games were, this is Mario, you play one level and then it stops and you asked a question, and if you get the question right you get to play a bit more of Mario. And so Brilliant. It's like the learning interrupts the gameplay, so actually like that's really, that's like bad. Whereas some games like are about teaching you through what you're doing. So I don't know, like you could like Minecraft, using Minecraft to teach group work. Okay, getting kids to play Minecraft. So like, and I guess it's hard to say to kind of embed grief into every
moment. You wouldn't want that, would you?
No,
that'd be brutal.
So like, but I thought like it was interesting how, to start with, it was clearly this was about exploring memories to deal with it.
Yes.
But then it's like, it's a puzzle game, and I'm just trying to find a way of getting this rope.
Yes.
But then you're not, because she's clearly grieving, right?
Well, yes, she's got her own story going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to say like.
And everything you do towards the game affects the outcome of. Interesting.
Yeah. I hope I don't sound like I'm criticizing.
No, but I think it's an interesting question for sure. Like, how you marry those two up, and they're not going to be seamless, I don't think, because otherwise it becomes a story rather than a game. Like, it stops being a game. I think there is that element of that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So it's 7 o'clock when the crash happens.
Yeah, I think you're playing an hour kind of thing.
Yeah. So do you feel like it's puzzles? Like, so Frozen's asking, does it feel like you're solving a puzzle?
I think, yeah, they're like micro puzzles adding up to the big puzzle of how we can get past what happens on this day, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
It never gets any easier to see that either.
It's the him waking up that I don't like.
You don't like this house. You don't see yourself potentially living in this kind of house one day, Sean.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, rewinding. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think it's probably a good place to...
Yes, that's a good place to call it for the evening. 6 o'clock again. So yeah, this was last day of June. I wanted to check it out, as I said, since I saw some of those reviews. And it hasn't disappointed. Like, I think it's the story with 0 words. Well, not 0, but
0 words and 0
almost
mouths.
0. Yeah, 0 mouths,
And-
0 eyes. It manages to do some pretty powerful things. Like, it's a really good. If I was looking for a game to really exemplify visual storytelling,
Yeah.
I maybe would look to this game and not need to look much further.
So I think like the fact that they don't have eyes and mouths probably makes it easier to show emotion than like if they had those features. It would be hard to make that look realistic. Whereas
it's I mean it's a
sometimes
style.
less is more in that sense.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, we do rely quite heavily on those two. As you watch films, I mean, the big part of film, as opposed to something like theatre, is the close-up of facial expressions allows you to be quite, to be expressive of the emotions alongside dialogue and so on and so forth. So removing those things does make quite a big difference to how the audience experiences emotion.
Yeah. I think Sean's nailed it. As like you project it on them.
That's
it's like
true,
my dog. Right?
Yeah.
Like
yes.
I project all sorts of emotions on my dog. Like
yeah. Speaking of which, here's one there. So yeah, like I think it's a really useful game for us to think about. I think actually that this presents a 4-act kind of structure. With the different portraits of the different characters, and that's kind of similar to what the structure you and I have been playing around with for Making It Home, and the fact that this overtly deals with its subject matter, whereas a lot of indie games are kind of hiding that through metaphor, gives us something to think about as well, I think.
Yeah. And talking of which.
Yes,
we did mention it already, but for those who weren't here earlier, we are going to play Making It Home next week.
We are indeed.
So who's going to play? We haven't talked about this.
We haven't talked about that. Maybe we'll save that as a surprise.
Okay, we have that as a surprise. Okay,
yeah,
cool. Yeah, but yeah, we're going to do a stream, Making It Home, and so be sure to follow us and subscribe and like and click the happy internet buttons.
Happy internet buttons.
You're supposed to click bells now, Dave.
Bells?
Do you know about that? Bells.
No,
yeah.
I don't.
That's what you do.
Okay,
you
great.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell, everyone.
The trifecta of YouTube. The bell, like, subscribe. That's what you do.
Okay. Okay, Sean. So this is last day of June. Do check it out for yourselves, and thanks very much, everyone, for popping by this week.
Thanks, everybody.